Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha. Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvada. Om Ganganapate Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara. Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Sarva Mangala Mangalle Shive Sarvartha Sadike. Sharanye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Mahalakshmi Rupena Samstita. Namaste, 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 namo namaha. Om Gunatita Aksharam Brahma Bhagavan Purushottamah. Jano Janandidam Satyam Uchate Bhava Bandhanat. Om Bhagavate Shri Swaminarayanaya Namaha. Shri Lakshmi Narayanaya Namaha. Shri Radha Krishnaya Namaha. Shri Nar Narayanaya Namaha. Shri Vasudev Narayanaya Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shri Hanumanji Maharaj Ki Jai. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 2nd of November 2024. I want to offer my prostrations to all the great sages and to Bhagavan residing in the heart of each being. We're continuing to look at the fundamental concepts and ideas that are necessary for us to really grasp as clearly as possible before we make further progress in Shri Vivek Chudamani and related scriptures. Today, I just want to briefly talk about Vairagya. We've talked about Vairagya many times before. Vairagya is one of the fourfold qualifications. So it's actually part of the Shat Sampati, sixfold qualifications. From the Mumukshutvam is one of them. Then Viveka is another one. So Vivek, Vairagya, Mumukshutvam, like this. There's a bunch of qualities like this. Just what is Vairagya? Again, as I mentioned many times before, people are afraid of this word, particularly in Hindu community. They don't like this word, Ye kya Vairagya, Vairagi Baba, and all that kind of crazy stuff. It is nothing to do with that at all. This word has nothing to do with those babas and people with long beards and different tilaks and clothes and going off somewhere into some jungle or something. It's absolutely nothing to do with that. That is a kind of sadhana that they're doing. That is certain type of sadhana. Vairagya is a state of profound inner awakening. First, let's look at the points. I'm going to list a whole bunch of points here for you. Internal awakening to what? To the recognition of the impermanence of all of experience. This is called anityam. Shankaracharya ji Maharaj kehte hain nitya, anitya, vastu, viveka. We've talked about this before, maybe 2 years ago. Nitya and anitya. The difficulty in human beings' mind is that we consider this world as nitya, which it is not. We know it is not. We can see it is not. But due to the force of wanting to survive in the world, which is natural, which is fine, there is also a connected drive. There's also a connected intellectual conviction that the world is nitya, real. Nitya meaning eternally existing. It's going to always be. Nothing is going to always be. Nobody, nothing, not this body, not anything in this world, not the mountains, the trees, the galaxies, kuch bhi nahi. It is completely anitya. This is a meditation. Sachin simply saying that doesn't mean Sachin has realized that truth. And somebody might say, wait a minute, let's say I think about it, I understand it, I meditate on it, and even if I realize it, kya badi baat hai isme? What's the big deal? Why is that even important? Right? Why is it important? It has importance if a sadhak, a mumukshu is trying to realize truth with a capital T, that is Satyam, trying to realize Atman, Brahman, trying to see what is beyond the world of fluctuation, trying to realize that, trying to awaken into that, trying to evolve into something much, much beyond that is transcendent to the world of fluctuation. The world is constantly changing. Everything is changing all the time. The seasons are changing. People are coming and going. Bodies are created and destroyed. Our thoughts are changing. Our emotions are changing. Everything is constantly changing. And hence it is impermanent. Right now, with this impermanence, we can add one more dimension. And that is the impermanence of worldly pleasures. This is a more difficult thing to even grasp because the worldly pleasures is everyone, that's all we know. That's the senses, the sense objects, etc. That's what we know. But to sit for dhyan in viveka and to just recognize that the worldly pleasures are temporary, fleeting, impermanent. Sadguru Gunatitananda Swami Ji कहते हैं in Gujarati, उन्होंने बहुत सुंदर दिखा है, or he's spoken it actually, somebody else wrote it down. And that is, વિષયનું સુખ ક્ષણિક છે, નાશવંત છે, દુઃખરૂપ છે. 3 things he said. विषय सुख, विषय का जो सुख कैसा है? क्षणिक. क्षणिक मीन्स थोड़ा टाइम के लिए ही है. इसमें दुख भी है. किसी भी प्रकार का जो विषय सुख है वो दुख बिना है ही नहीं. इसमें कुछ ना कुछ दुख भरा ही है. And particularly if it's taken outside a very limited range, dukha is there. Even in that limited range, that experience has some aspect of dukha in there. I'll give you a very simple example. If I drink a glass of water, now how can there be any dukha in a glass of water? If I'm thirsty, yes, it quenches my thirst. But even drinking a glass of water, right? It changes the physiology of the body. The body has to reset, do so many things to deal with that change. So this constant dealing with this change is a type of dukkha. We may not think of it that way, but it's not in Nitya sharir. Hamara sharir bhi aisa nahi hai. It constantly, we're trying to find that balance point and all, but there's changes every minute, every second. It's constantly changing. That's why he said, Jetlu kai maya ma sukh che dukh vina no hoin in Gujarati. Maya may sukh, 3 गुण का जो सुख है, उसमें कुछ ना कुछ दुख तो है ही. At some level, maybe the word dukh we may not want to use, maybe you want to use the word imbalance or something like that. But this is the nature of the worldly experience in general. And that's what it is. You cannot change that. That is the nature of this bhautik jagat. It cannot be, be like a totally static state. It's not possible. So, a sadhak can consciously and deliberately, through deliberate effort, purusharth, cultivate dispassion. It can be cultivated, yes. Through thoughts, dispassion in thoughts, words, and actions. Dispassion is a fairly good translation of vairagya. Not exact, but it's okay. It just simply means that we can deliberately, Sachin can cultivate that state. It's a cultivated vairagya. Yes, I can try to cultivate that by doing dhyan of different kinds, seeing the impermanence of the world, doing more sadhana, sitting for bhakti, recognizing everything is just in a flux. Yes, carefully seeing the impermanence of the world. Yeah, this can be done. It can be done. So my thoughts can evolve into a state of vairagya, meaning mansik vairagya. Yes, definitely. Bahut sundar hai. It's a very beautiful state. There's great beauty in vairagya. People don't think of that, Vairagya, people think of people doing tapasharya and bahut upas kar rahe and all that kind of stuff, They're leaving everything and just, not caring about anybody, and ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है. That is not true at all. That is just not true. Vairagya is a non-entangled, non-binding state of liberated vision, liberated thinking, liberated feeling, liberated language. It is liberated language. In Gujarati, it is said again in the satsang, Agrati vachan na bolvo. Agra meaning to insist that you must accept what I'm saying. Things like that. So Vairagya is a natural state of beauty where the sadhak remains constantly free, and it is a qualification for the realization of the Atman. It is a support for bhakti. If Sachin says that I want to have bhakti in my life, that bhakti is protected by Vairagya. So the bhakti can remain unbroken. To establish unbroken bhakti towards Ishtadevata, towards God, Bhagwan, Vairagya is a great support. It's a protector. Having Vairagya only without bhakti, it's not all that beneficial. We cannot live that way. And also, there's no जीवन में कोई रस नहीं रहता. ऐसा नहीं है. रस तो भक्ति में है. It's take the sugarcane example. Let's close with this today. It's a very simple example. You have a big sugarcane stick, and people like that, particularly Indian community, shirdi ka ras, right? Everybody likes that thing. So you go into and get a couple of stalks, and they have this machine, and you put it through the machine. So what is Vairagya and what is Bhakti? Vairagya is, that stalk where the juice has been separated from the stalk. That separation of the stalk and the juice, that is Vairagya. Drinking the sugarcane juice, that is Bhakti. Dharma is what? Dharma is knowing how to operate that machine. That is Dharma. You can learn a whole Brahma Vidya from that sugarcane machine and the sugarcane stick. Gyan ka kya hai? Gyan is knowing, just understanding that that sugarcane stalk has all kinds of the beautiful, absolutely fantastic sugar inside there. वही ज्ञान है. ज्ञान क्या है कि भगवान में ही सुख है, आत्मा सुख है. यही, that is ज्ञान. और क्या बड़ी बात है इसमें? What is the big deal in that? पर जिसको ज्ञान ही नहीं है कि शुगर केन में ऐसा रस निकल सकता है, keep chewing whole life, 80 years, keep chewing and the teeth have fallen out. Doesn't know what is that. Machine may be in front of it, doesn't know how to use it, doesn't know how to do anything, has never seen it. कोई ज्ञान ही नहीं. But just having that jnana is not enough. Having the jnana is good. Learning how to use it is good, but not enough. Use it, have the knowledge of how to use it, separate the two, that is vairagya. See, dharma, jnana, vairagya, you have the juice in the cup, and foolishly, you take that thing, ye sab bakwas ka, throw it away in the sink. Big zero. Koi arth hi nahi raha iska. This is why we must drink the juice. Drinking the juice is bhakti. And this is Narad Bhakti Sutra, Shandilya Bhakti Sutra, Bhakti Rasamrut Sindhu. Amazing scriptures on bhakti. Sneha Gita by Nishkolanand Swami. Bhakti ki baat Vachanamrut mein bahut likhi hai. Bhagavad Gita chapter 12, Bhakti Yoga. Gopikas, Ras Panchadhyay, in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhakti. So many scriptures, there might probably hundreds of them are there. The bhakti is drinking the rasa. Now think about it this way. You're holding the sugarcane juice in your hand. How, you put the whatever masala maybe you want to put in there. And when we actually drink it, that experience, that ras, uska jo ras nikalta hai, the experience is sweetness. the total sweetness. Isn't it so? That sweetness, that kind of sweetness, that direct sweetness, we cannot get just by chewing the shirdi, chewing the sugar cane. We get the sweetness by chewing it, no doubt. But the stalk is in the mouth, and you have to throw this thing out, and your mouth becomes a machine, that sugarcane machine. This is Adhyatma. That we are putting our mental mechanism and our Indriya Antakarana through the machine of Satsanga, through the machine of the scriptures and of Sadguru, and it separates everything out. Mantra sadhana, bhajan bhakti, manan chintan, kirtan, adhyatmik jnana. This separates this out. This separation is viveka between that which is the real rasa and that which is all, that which is just, is holding the rasa. So we'll stop with this today. Om Dhyanamulam Guror Murti, Mantramulam Guror Vakyam, Pujamulam Guror Padam, Mokshamulam Guror Krupa. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Gyanamurtim, Dvandatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tatvamasya Dilaksham, Ekam Nityam Vimalavachanam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam, Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam, Sadgurum Tam Namami. Om Kara Charanakritam Va Kayajam Karmajam Va Shravananayana va manasam va paradam vihitam va sarvam me tat shamasva. Jai Jai Karunabde Shri Mahadeva Shambho. Om Divilingaya Namaha, Urdhvalingaya Namaha, Anandalingaya Namaha, Om Atmalingaya Namaha, Paramatmalingaya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha, Suryaya Namaha, Nakshatra Vigramate Namaha, Kalakantakataya Namaha, Om Brahmacharine Namaha, Om Trinetraya Namaha, Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Om Durge, Durge Rakshini, Tha Tha Swaha. Om Shri Durga Arpanamastu. Om Shri Radha Krishna Arpanamastu.